Now that the application is installed, go ahead and click the icon. Now, if you have a Logos account, you can use your existing user ID and password. If you do not have a Logos account, you'll need to click Sign Up. I'm going to click Sign In. Put in your user ID and password, and again, it's the same user ID and password that you use for your Logos Bible software program. Once you have typed in your user ID and password, click Sign In. This is the home page. Now, if you are new and there's a need for a download, you'll see a message like this. Go ahead and click Download to make sure you have the latest information. The first section is Enable Presentations, and this is for an upcoming product. Reading Plans is exactly that. So if you have created a reading plan in your Logos 4 software, you will see it here in your Logos application. Then there's the Devotional section, and then any recent news. At the very top, there's a Passage section. Over at the right, you'll see a verse. Let's walk through the reading plans first. I'm going to click on the first item there. Now, if you have nothing in your reading plan section, that's because you have not created a reading plan in your Logos 4 software. Here is our reading plan. Notice that August 11th has a check. That's to tell us that we have read that section. The next section, August 12th, Genesis 21 through 23, has not been read yet. So let's go ahead and click there. Now, the first time you use Logos for the iPad, you'll get this navigational window telling you if you swipe down or up or left or right, that can tell you what the app will do. So swiping up and down will open up menus. Swiping from left to right will give you the previous page. Swapping right to left will give you the next page. And if you tap and hold, that will allow you to select text. So let's go ahead now and just click on the screen so this menu will go away. Now you can see at the top left, we have our Start Reading section. I'm going to swipe now right to left to get to the next page. And let's do this all the way till we get to the end of the section. Now I've reached the end of my reading for August 12th. You can see that there's a phrase, Mark Read. I'm going to click on that now. After you click Mark Read, you will notice the phrase disappears. So in the lower left-hand corner, I'm going to click Home. As you can see, August 12th now is the most recent in the list, and it has a check mark. So this is how you can keep track with your iPad of your reading plan. Now let's hit the back button at the top left to return to the home page. The next section is Devotionals. I'm going to click on Morning and Evening with Charles Spurgeon. Our devotion has opened to today's reading, and we can begin to read. Now, one of the benefits of Logos iPad is that if you see a Bible verse, you can click on it and the verse will appear. So I'm going to click on Jude 20, and now Jude 20 has appeared in my text. So without me having to open up the Bible, I can see the passage right there. However, if I want to go further and jump to that reference, I can click on Jump to Reference. Logos will then open up my Bible and go to that passage. Now, if you want to return back to your devotional, swipe up or down to access the menu and hit the back arrow button like you would in your internet browser. And that puts us back into the devotion. Now you can complete your devotional reading and then you're finished. To finish, simply click the home button and that will return you back to the home page. Let's check out the news article. I'm going to click in Verso is here. Now we get some information, a small announcement about the new Verso application. Let's go ahead and click back. Now, two other features that you should be aware of in the home page is the Enter Passage section at the top. I'm going to click in there and I'm going to enter a passage. Let's put in John 3:16. Let's go ahead now and press Go on the keyboard. John 3:16 is now open. So the home page can also take you to a Bible passage by you entering the specific passage. Now to go back to the home page, we can swipe up or down. This time I'll swipe from the bottom up. That'll give us access to the menu, and I'll click Home. Now the other way to find a passage is at the top right by clicking Verse. So let's go ahead and do that now. The Verse window will open up all the books of the Bible, but they're abbreviated. So if we want to find John, we locate JN, and there it is down here. Then it's going to ask for the chapter number. Let's choose number 3. Then let's choose verse 16. So this is the other way that you can navigate to a passage from the home page. Again, let's swipe down from top to bottom to access the menu, and let's click the home button. So that's a good overview of the home page. Let's now examine the library icon at the bottom left. So go ahead and click Library. In a few moments, your books will load. Now, depending on your internet connection, whether you're Wi-Fi or using your cellular service, you'll get a list of all your books. Now, keep in mind, if you're a Logos user, most of your books will appear in the library. However, some books will not, and that's due to copyright and contractual restrictions. So you may not find every single book, but you'll find the majority. Now, at the top, you can look at your most recent books, as well as your whole library. Currently, Library is selected because it is the darker of the two icons. Let's click on Recent Books. Notice that Recent Books is now darker than Library. Therefore, this is the one that's selected. Now, I don't have any recent books, so my list is empty. Let's go back to Library by clicking Library. Now, to find a book, we could certainly scroll down. The books are currently in alphabetical order. The easiest way to find a book is to click in the search box at the top right. So let's click Find Books. Now, you can type in the name of the author or the title or a portion of either or. Let's type in MacArthur. Any book with the title or the author that includes the word MacArthur will appear. Now, currently, we only see about 3.5 books. So this is a good time to hit the keyboard button in the right corner, which will suppress the keyboard and give us a greater view of our library. Now, we can scroll up or down to view more books. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Now I can see all the titles. Again, start at the bottom and swish up with your finger. And you can begin to scroll through all the books. Now I'm going to choose the book, God Coming Face to Face with His Majesty. Now, over at the right, you'll see a circle with a greater than sign. That'll give us more information about the book. So let's go ahead and click that. Here we get the book info. Notice we have the title, the author, a description, and also the publisher. Now there's one important feature, the available offline. If you want to read one of your books and not be connected to the Wi-Fi or the cellular network, it's important that you click this button from off to on. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now that it's available offline, Logos will begin to download this book. Let's go ahead and click Done. Notice now at the book, there is an airplane symbol next to the book icon. That tells you that the book is now completely downloaded. To open any book from the library browser, simply click on the title of the book or the image. So I'm going to click here. It's now selected. In a few moments, our book will appear. By downloading books, the app will run a little bit faster since you won't be accessing the cloud or the database online over your Wi-Fi or cellular service. Now, when you open up a book, it may drop you somewhere in there where you didn't expect. So to navigate within the book, we need to open up the navigation window or the menu. So let's swipe from top to bottom to access the menu. Now, at the top left, we have our back arrow, which will open up the book that we previously had. We don't want to do that. Let's look at the next item here. I'm going to click right to the left of the box. This opens up the table of contents. The first chapter has this blue circle again for more information. So let's go ahead and click that. Now we have the details of that particular chapter. So if we want to go to God is 3, we simply click on that chapter link. In a few moments, we are taken to that section of the book. So that's an easy way to navigate to the book if you know where you want to go in the book. Now I'm going to swipe top down to access the menu. Now let's go over to the right where the plus, star, and letter and info symbol are. Let's click on the plus. This gives us access to favorites. So if we want to add page 19 to our favorites, we click Add to Favorites. And now we have access to all our favorite links in our book. And if we click Edit, we now can delete those. To delete a favorite link, simply click on the minus symbol. Once you do that, the delete word will appear, and you can click the delete button. And now we're done. So let's go ahead and click Done. Now to make this menu disappear, simply click off the menu. Let's click the star. The star also gives us links to our favorites. Let's click the big A, little a symbol. The big A, little a symbol is our view settings. We can change our font size by moving the scroll bar at the top to the right. We'll make it larger. And if we scroll to the left, it'll make it smaller. I recommend the middle. The larger the word will make it easier to select the text. The smaller the word, the more difficult it will be to select the text. You can turn on and off red lettering, and you can also change the maximum columns. Right now it's on auto. We can go ahead and choose 1, and you can see how the book is now 1 column. We can choose 2, which is what our view was before, and in some cases, you can choose 3. Now, link panels is very handy if you want to link a Bible and a Bible commentary. In this case, it's just a random book, so there's really no linking that's necessary. But later, we'll open up a Bible and a commentary and link it here. And then we have the header and footer information as well. I'd leave those. You can also change the coloring from normal to sepia to low light. Let's click on normal. Now, you won't see the difference on the recording, but you will see the difference on your iPad. So I'm going to choose sepia, and I'm going to choose back to low light. Now, low light, you can see the difference, and this is really helpful if you're reading at night. Now, let's go back to normal, and there we go. Again, to make the menu go away, click away from the View Settings menu. The last item is I, and there's our book info again. To remove a book from your memory, simply click the Off button, and that will delete the book from your iPad. Let's go ahead and close this menu by clicking off the menu. The next section I'd like to explore is the search button. Let's go ahead and click it down here. Now at the top you have several buttons. Notice again that the basic search is the darker of the two buttons, so that is the one that is selected. Now basic search will search all your books. In fact, if we go to the right, you'll see that we have the entire library selected. Now if we click entire library, you will see the various collections that we can search. Top Bibles, certain Bible translations, etc. Let's leave entire library. Now in the search box, we can put several things. We can put a word, we can put a phrase, and we can even put a Bible verse. Let's put in the phrase justification. So I'm going to click in the search box and type in justification. Once my word has been entered, I need to click search on the keyboard below. In a few minutes, Logos will begin to search all my books. This is absolutely amazing, and this is the power of cloud technology. You are accessing your whole library through your iPad. Now you can see your word has been bolded in the search results. Let's go ahead and click on the first link. In a few moments, our book will be loaded, and we can view our search results. Now, the Logos app for iPad does not highlight the word, so you just have to read the page in order to find it. But here's our book. Now to go back to our search window, we need to swipe down or swipe up, and that'll give us access to the menu. Let's click search again. This time, let's do a Bible search by clicking on Bible Search. Now this time, notice that Logos remembered our word justification and is now searching our Bible. It's also searching multiple translations. The reason is, at the right, Top Bibles is chosen. So let's click on Top Bibles. Now we have a list of all our resources. This is pretty handy. You might want to consider creating a collection of just one single Bible, your prioritized Bible, so you can search that book alone, which will speed up your search results. If you scroll up or down, you can move through the list. So I'm going to choose NAS from my list. Now to rerun the search, simply click in the search box and click search again. And now my search results will only search the NASB. Please notice the additional link, load more results. Let's click on that. Now if there were more results, we would see those in the search results. But in this particular case, there was none, so the message goes away and we see the final window of search results. Let's go to the Read section on the menu at the bottom by clicking Read. This returns us to the last book that we had open. Now to read, again, swipe from right to left, and that'll give us the next page. To get the previous page, we swipe from left to right, just like you would in an ordinary book. Let's access the menu by swiping top to bottom, and let's click the Passage Guide link. I'm going to click each section of the report so we can get an overview of all the sections within the Passage Guide. As you can see, there's commentaries, cross-references, parallel passages, literary typing, media resources, topics, and interesting words. This is a light version of the full-blown passage guide you have in the Logos Bible software program. Now let's click on commentaries to expand it. Here's a list of several commentaries that mention our passage. Notice that John 3:16 is in our top right corner. So this is the passage that the passage guide is searching. If we click on any of these links, the commentaries will open up. Let's take a look at cross-reference. And here we have several cross-references related to John 3:16. Let's click on parallel passages and scroll up a little bit to get a closer view. Here we have parallel passages to John 3:16. Let's click on literary typing, and we can see the genre of the passage. Let's click on media resources and see if there's anything there for us to view. In this particular case, we have several items. We have a map, some music, and some images. Depending on your collection, you may have more or less images than listed here. Let's click on topics near the bottom of the list. I'm going to scroll up so you can see the diversity in our list. Here, we get keywords related to our topic of John 3:16, atone, atonement, etc. And if we click on any one of those, it'll begin a new search. We also have links to the various topical indexes in Bibles. Let's first click on one of these links. Let's click New Topical Textbook. In a few moments, the book will open up to the topic related to John 3:16, which in this case is the love of God. Now to go back, let's swipe down from top to bottom and click Passage Guide. We have now returned to our passage guide. Let's go ahead at the top and click Atone. Now what will happen below, as you can see, let me scroll up a little bit. After we click Atone, you will see that there are fewer links. So each word will link you to various Bible dictionaries, etc. that can give you information about this topic. Now the last section is called Interesting Words. Now this may help your study a little bit, but what it's going to do is just give you some key words from this passage that you might want to study further. Here we have begotten, believes, eternal, and so forth. The larger the word, the more significant that word is in that particular sentence. The smaller the word, the less significant. Now this is just statistics for looking at words. Even though God is small, that's not saying that God is insignificant. It's just that in this particular passage, some of the other words may have greater emphasis. Let's go to Bible Word Study. Click on Bible Word Study below. Now at the top right, I have the Greek word logos. That happened to be in there from my previous search. Let's go ahead and click logos. Now normally you're not going to be able to type Greek in here very easily. So let's type in the word love. And after you type the word, click go on your keyboard below. The first link or first section is the definition. And it took the word love from a Merriam-Webster's dictionary, which makes sense since it's an English word, therefore open up an English dictionary. The next section are Hebrew words related to the word love. Notice that we have love in the center and then all of the related Hebrew words in different colors. Let's go ahead and click on the red part of the circle. Logos visually separates that ring from the rest and then lists you in a concordant search fashion all those examples. So what we've just done is typed in an English word love, but now have done a Hebrew word search. Very powerful. We can do the same with the Greek. So let's scroll up and let's click on love and once again click the red portion of the circle. Let's scroll up to see our search results. Now here we have phileo, which is a more friendlier love, not agapao, which is a more sacrificial love. And so here we have a list of the verses that use phileo in the text. Let's go to text comparison at the bottom. Text comparison will take some of your major translations and show you the difference. Here we can look at NASB as our primary text, and then down below at the ESV we see a little red circle and the word he. That's showing you that there's some kind of change. In this case, uppercase to lowercase. The other one, or right after that, is a circle with the word his. Instead of his only begotten son, it just says his only son. Use the red circles and the blue lettering to see the differences. Let's click on the More button at the bottom right. Now the More button gives you access to some settings. There's the presentation link for an upcoming software called Proclaim. We have our history. Let's click on history. And we can see all the books that we've opened up. So history will show you just the books that you've recently read. Let's click More to go back. We have our settings button. Let's click on that. Now the settings section will show you your account if you're signed in. You can also connect to Facebook and Twitter. We can choose our preferred Bible. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to type in the search box at the top, NASB. And you will see that the NASB has a check at the far right. That tells me it's the default or preferred Bible. So we can just click on it again. Now to return to the menu, click Settings at the top left, and then we have Proclaim Presentations, which is currently off at this time. So that's a good overview of the menu. Now let's open up a Bible and link it to a commentary. So let's click on the Read button. Now to change a book, what you want to do is open up the library. So let's click Library, and let's go in our search box. Now to clear out the contents of the search box, simply click the X. I'm going to type in NASB for our preferred Bible and click Search. There's our NASB Bible. Let's go ahead and click it. Now the only book in our window right now is the New American Standard Bible. But if you've been observing, you may have noticed a special symbol in the bottom right corner of our iPad. It's a little gray semicircle. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and drag that to the middle. Notice that a line or division has formed. We now can read more than one book at a time. So at the left is our New American Standard Bible, and at the right is a summarized Bible, complete summary of the New Testament. Let's change that book. So I'm going to swipe down in that section. Notice that it is white and the NASB is gray, showing us that the white section has the focus or attention. Now to change this book, we need to click Library, and let's click the X to delete the search contents and click Search. Let's search for a commentary. I'm going to put in the MacArthur Study Bible. Now if you don't have the MacArthur Study Bible, you could certainly use another commentary that you prefer. I'm going to click the Close Keyboard so we have more of our viewing space, and look for the MacArthur Study Bible. Now you might have the Believer's Bible Commentary. That's a good one too. So I'm going to click on the MacArthur Study Bible to open that book in our space. The MacArthur Study Bible is now opened. Now let's link these two together. To do that, we simply need to swipe down to access the menu, click the big A and little a, and then click Link Panels so that it is on. Now both the Bible and the commentary are linked, so where one goes, the other will follow. Now there's a couple other features I'd like to show you before we wrap up this video. Let's click over in the Bible section. Now let's say you're reading along and you want to look up a word. For example, the word believes in verse 15. So let's click on believes and hold it. When you're online, both Wi-Fi or cellular, you will have access to the look up feature. So go ahead and click Look Up. Here we get a list of information associated with the word believes. We have the text, the Greek manuscript with its transliteration, the lemma and its transliteration, morphological information, and the Strong's number. Now go ahead and click Bible Word Study so we can learn more about this word. Now the Bible Word Study report has run. Notice that it's not the English word, but the Greek word. You are doing Greek word studies from the English, and that's the power of the Logos iPad app. You can also pronounce the word by clicking on the speaker, as you can see there at the top left. Now notice the search results are a little bit different. We have a definition with links to our Bible dictionaries. We have the translation, so this time the Greek is in the middle and the English is on the outside. And then we have example uses of where the word was used, as a verb or predicator, as a subject, and as an object. Very powerful information. When you're finished, click Done. Now let's do one more thing. Let's once again click and hold on Believes until the word is selected. Now we can copy and we can also search. Let's click Search. Please notice that the search window is opened up. Very important that you look at your search buttons. Right now, Basic Search is darker than Bible Search, so it is selected. So we're looking for the word believes in our whole library. In fact, if we go over to our search window, search box, we'll see entire library is selected there. Now let's click Bible Search. Now when you run the Bible search, we're searching all top Bibles by default. This is why you want to create a collection of your favorite Bible so that you only search it and not all the Bibles. This will speed up your search results and make it easier to find the information you're looking for. Let's go ahead and click Home. Well, this concludes the Logos iPad training video.